All right, viewers, welcome to the S&M show.
Buenas tardes. Sawadee krapom.
Okay, so we are going to look at some Quora questions today and see if we can give some helpful advice to the people asking these questions. So what's our first question today?
All right. First question. I fell in love with a girl, but she was in love with another guy. So I fell in love with that guy and we became gay. Did I take perfect revenge?
Yeah, the short answer is yeah, that's perfect revenge. But I'm not sure you became gay. I'm going to say pretty much that you were already gay or already inclined to be gay on that Kinsey scale, 0 to 10, 10 being fully heterosexual, 0 being fully homosexual. You were probably somewhere towards that side already. But yeah, it seems like it would be the perfect revenge. What do you think?
I think, yeah, yeah, you did. That's the perfect revenge. I don't know about if he or, yeah, if he was predisposed to be gay or not, and I don't care, but I would say, yeah, if she was with another guy and you took that guy away and you became a couple instead of them. Fantastic revenge.
Yeah,
In fact, I would encourage more people to do that.
that is, I mean,
That's awesome.
she'll find another guy, and maybe that guy will get taken away by another guy.
Or maybe she'll find another girl. I mean, whatever.
Hey, there you go.
But
That would be the capper on the whole story.
whoever you are, dude, kudos to you. Um,
Yeah,
I worship thee,
right on.
and right on. I think more people that end up in that situation where the girl cheats on him or falls in love with another guy, if he can take that guy away and make a couple out of him, that's That's better than the whole love triangle thing where you kill off the guy and it's probably not even his fault anyway. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All right.
Next question.
What's our next question?
Let's see. I'll let you ask this one.
Okay. Does this mean it's over? My girlfriend stopped replying to me in texts when I told her in person I don't accept her 6-year-old daughter. I just want her and only her. Her final text was goodbye. Should I go to her house? What do you think, Mario?
What do I think? I think, first of all, I want to say, duh. Should you go to her house? No. Is it over? Yeah. I mean, you told her you don't accept her daughter, which is okay. That's fair enough. That's understandable. I've been in that situation where I was involved with somebody, and it wasn't because she had a child I couldn't accept it. I could not accept the behavior of her daughter. Very similar situation. Couldn't accept the daughter. The child's behavior was atrocious, and that was the end of that. So I understand that, but she is the child's mother. That's her child. I mean, if you don't accept the daughter, then it's understandable she's not going to continue a relationship with you.
How could you even how could you even think that you're going to come between a parent and their child?
Oh, that's not a fair question. It does happen. It
I'm,
does happen.
I'm certain that it happens, but I mean, in
I've dated people for years and never met their child because they knew I wouldn't accept them. Or I shouldn't,
well,
I
I
shouldn't,
could
I shouldn't say they knew I wouldn't accept them. We don't know because I never met the child. Maybe I would have. And that's not true. But I wasn't looking to be someone's daddy, and they never presented their child to me.
I certainly could see where you don't introduce your son or daughter to the person that you're dating, but certainly once you've introduced them, how could you even begin to think that you could come in between them?
It happens here.
I'm
It
certain
happens
that
here.
it happens.
I'm not saying that it's the ideal circumstance, or that, and I don't want to judge the mother, because sometimes here, especially in Asia, the grandparents can take care of the child, and so they go on with their new partner.
Well, it could be
It could be
anywhere
like
that
that.
it could be anywhere where they do that. Where I mean, if you have a grandmother to send the child to, I mean, I guess that you could do that, but at some point, doesn't the son or daughter have to be integrated back in with the mom? No, I
Not
mean,
necessarily.
wow, that
Um,
seems pretty horrible to
I've
me.
I've seen that before.
Yeah,
And not in my circumstance, but I've seen it with other couples here, especially in Asia. I think in the West that would be extremely rare and would be symptomatic of some motherhood issues. But in other countries, Latin America and Asia, I've seen, it families are more communal, and grandparents and uncles and aunts help take care of the children when the mother is working or not available or with someone else or trying to build a relationship. I suppose the child gets reintegrated when they're a bit older, but I, I can see where it happens. But in this case, he told her she's not answering his messages, and she said goodbye. Uh, Obviously, you're not going to come between her and her daughter, and that's the end of it. And her
yeah.
her response is clear: goodbye.
You should only go to her house if you're a glutton for punishment.
No, you should only go to her house if it's not clear, and you want some closure, and you
I'd
deserve
say
some
it's pretty
closure.
clear. I'd say
And then it's very
goodbye
clear.
is pretty
Oh no,
clear.
this is very clear. This is if you go to her house now, you are stalking.
Yeah,
Stalking is bad.
yeah,
Uh, in this case, it's very clear. It's goodbye, and you know why. And that's
yeah,
the end of it. She's not replying to your messages.
yeah. Don't go.
If you're with somebody and everything's fine and they don't reply to you, that happens a lot. And I know some people are going to say, well, you should just respect that and not go. I disagree. No, you deserve an answer and you deserve some closure. If somebody just ignores you, yeah, go to their place politely and firmly
Okay. Well,
request an answer.
you're reading a lot of things
But
into
in
the
this case,
question.
no, I'm not reading any. I'm giving other scenarios
Yeah,
where going might be acceptable, at least in my opinion.
I,
In
I,
this case,
I
he's got a clear response. We know why. She's told him goodbye. She's not answering. Don't go. It's stalking.
don't go.
That's the end of it. Should you go? No. Is it over? Yes. Next question.
Okay. Do you want to do this one?
Sure. If my baby girl is breastfed, will her odds of being lesbian increase? How do I make it stop?
Well, the answer to the first question is yes. So if you have daughters and you are breastfeeding them, oh, the chance of them becoming lesbians is immense, immense. It goes up exponentially. I can't even say this with a straight face. No, no. Children are breastfed. You know, there may be a limit on how long you breastfeed your child. I don't know who establishes that, but certainly your baby girl is not going to become a lesbian because you're breastfeeding her. Um, and how do you make it stop? You don't make it
Well, that
stop.
sort of becomes moot based
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
response, so
On my
it's irrelevant.
response, it's mood. You don't make it stop. You take care of your child. Breastfeed that little girl, and if she becomes a lesbian, then you love her. You don't make it stop. You can't make it stop. It's not gonna, the discussion about this is, are you wired or is it environment? Uh, and I think you're wired. You're wired somewhere, like I said, on the Kinsey scale from 0 to 10. So you're 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 stuck with how you're wired. You can fight it internally, mentally, which some people do for years, but you can't make it stop. So
Well, my uncle had a great expression, which was, when he was talking about people that were basically idiots. And I'm going to say, first of all, I assume this question was done in jest. But if it was not, I think it's a fairly safe assumption that it was. But if it is not, and the question is sincere, well, my uncle's expression was, they should be shot.
yeah,
Not once, but twice to be sure. In my case, for this particular individual, assuming if it's not in jest, I would say he or she needs to be shot. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Twice in the head to be real sure, and once in the genitalia, so that if by any chance they survive, they still can't breathe.
Yeah, that's a little harsh. But
but not
anyway,
undeserving.
no, I mean, the question, boy, if the question really was asked because they didn't know, then that's just,
Well, that's when they should be shot. If it's
whew,
said in jest, that's
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But if that's a serious question, you really need to look into getting yourself shot.
yeah. Okay. All right.
Next question. I guess I'll ask
Okay.
this one.
So go ahead.
My husband is threatening to leave me if I don't vote for Donald Trump. What are my options?
You have a husband?
Not in this life, maybe the next one, but
Well, yeah, the answer here says pack his bags, which is a pretty good answer. Which would actually be my answer. You are entitled to your opinions. Uh, if somebody is trying to give you your opinion, unless you're in the military, you pretty much should leave, right? That was that saying, when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. So, I mean, my husband is threatening to leave me if I don't vote for. You should vote for Donald Trump, or should have voted for Donald Trump. Or if he runs again, you should vote for Donald Trump, just to kind of mix things up. But hey, I don't live in the U.S. anymore. It doesn't really affect me.
I'm not touching that one. But
You just tell them, I'm a Canadian.
yeah, unfortunately, some things do affect everyone everywhere in a negative way.
I,
But
I think Donald Trump got a bad rap. He did a lot of good things. Um,
oh,
cer-
let's not do the political thing.
no, I'm just saying, certainly I don't think he was as destructive as Ronald Reagan was. So we'll just leave it at that.
My answer would be, yeah, pack your bags. I mean, I mean, your husband. I don't know if you're a same-sex couple or not. It doesn't matter. But your husband is a total control freak. I mean, regardless of your inclination of which whether you want to vote Democrat or Republican, your partner should not be telling you how to vote. And on top of that, threatening you. You can, it's okay to have a discussion and your partner to discuss politics and give his or her opinion as to why they think their candidate is better than yours or their party is better than yours, and try to convince you perhaps on an equal basis. But when people start threatening to leave you and telling you how to cast your vote, fuck off.
Yeah,
Pack your bags, pack his bags, and either you pack his bags and make him fuck off, and if that doesn't work, then you fuck yourself off.
yeah,
Bye bye.
yeah. That's just not something you should be doing. Is giving people uh, or forcing people to hold your opinion. Um, yeah, I don't think that's something that goes over well in today's age. So
No,
yeah.
no.
All right, what's next?
Although I have to say, I've had a
Oh,
lot of Trump neophytes attack me, and as soon as you don't agree with anything they say, whether or not you're Republican or Democrat doesn't matter, but they seem to, I don't mean you, but other people get really nasty, like, fuck
oh,
you, you're stupid.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's your response because of a disagreement on the Trump topic.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
they're rabid
The
Donald
rabid
Trump.
dogs, or you're so against Trump, you're so pro Biden. Actually, I'm not pro Biden at all.
Yeah,
I'm merely pointing out some flaws in Trump, and they just go on the attack.
yeah. Try,
Hey, burn,
yeah.
burn. I'm not from your country. He doesn't live there.
So the next question is,
During airplane turbulence, how do atheists keep calm?
they they ask the randomness to stop. They ask the randomness to take some form of order, because you can't say please God make it stop, right? I mean, I guess you could. Uh, I think that atheists have a God concept. You have to. And just because it's a concept doesn't mean you have to believe it. But um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. I think if you're if you're in control of yourself, then you keep calm. You just keep calm because you know it's just turbulence. The plane doesn't just crash because there's a little bump in the air. You know that as well. We're both pilots, so yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
What?
atheist isn't necessarily black or white. I mean, there's the Richard Dawkins scale, who I would consider a rabid atheist, and he's on the 7, 0. His scale is something like 0 to 7, 0 being completely religious and believing in God, and 7 being a complete atheist where there's just no chance, and everything in between being, I guess, some form of agnostic where you're open to it. Um, so 4 being agnostic, leaning toward atheism, which is where I would put myself as around a 4, and a 3 being agnostic, leaning towards some kind of God concept or greater power, not necessarily the old man with the beard. So I guess it depends on how you want to define an atheist. Is it a 4? Is it a 5? Is it a 6? Is it only the 7? I would say, unless you're a 7, well, I'll better yet, I'll give an anecdote. Okay, before I took up meditation years ago, I lived in Spain, and I took a flight from Seville to Barcelona, and it was in the middle of a thunderstorm, and it was the roughest turbulence I'd ever experienced. The angle of attack at takeoff was far too high. Um, it was really frightening, and I mean, as you said, I have a pilot license. I've been on a lot of flights. I've traveled like many people, and this was the only time I really got scared. And I looked around, and other people were looking scared, and they were looking at me, and we look at each other like, "Holy crap, what's the pilot doing?" And this was before meditation, and I really felt like this is it. This is the last flight I'm going to take. I'm going to die, and there's someone I have to call. And without knowing how else to keep calm, because the situation was out of my hands, and not being a 7 on the atheism scale, I prayed for the pilot to handle it properly and for us to come through it, which obviously we did, unless I'm here through astral projection. And now since then, I've had other very scary circumstances. I've had a very bad motorcycle accident which needed 2 surgeries, and I by that time I'd taken up meditation and didn't pray. I meditated to keep calm before the surgery, and it helped tremendously. So how do atheists keep calm? Well, meditation. Um, if they're not rabid atheists, 7 out of 7 on the Richard Dawkins scale, I would say maybe they pray if it's really something that really frightens them, even though they know. I mean, most people know that prayer, even if you're not religious, even if you don't believe in God. I don't believe in God. Um, I'm open to the concept of some higher power or some force in the universe. I don't say I believe in it, but I'm open to the concept. Um, Prayer is scientifically proven to calm you and give you strength, just like meditation does. It's meditative, and humans, when we can't control a situation and we can't keep calm ourselves, we look to some external force or some higher power to fix what we can't fix. So there's the long end of it.
I agree with a lot of that. I label God more as order than physical being or someone or something that controls actual people. I just don't think that happens. So,
What about when you hear a couple having sex and she's screaming, "Oh God, oh God, oh God"? I mean, there must be some intervention going on.
she could be asking for it to stop, or she could be asking for more. You never know, do you?
I
Right?
never thought of that first one.
So, oh God, when will it stop? Well, it's kind of that thing, don't stop, don't don't
But
stop,
then you
don't
would think that
stop.
she would be screaming, "Oh God, don't stop," as if God was the one doing it. But
Maybe all she can get out is, oh God, you know, something's happening with the breathing rhythm. I don't
kind of,
know.
kind of like more hose. You're nowhere near the fire.
But yeah, exactly. More hose, you're nowhere near the
Well,
fire.
going back to your
Haven't heard that
response,
one,
though,
but
I would say that's a very much an agnostic answer. Um,
yeah.
I lean more towards the I don't believe in such a power. I don't believe that the universe is, that there's any kind of design or any kind of plan or any kind of fate. However, if somehow, in some way, this can be proven false and that I'm proven false, and I'm open to that.
Yeah.
That there could be something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there,
Yeah.
and it's something that as an agnostic, I don't think we can ever prove that it is or isn't.
Yeah.
But I certainly like the concept when I watch. There was a show called Stargate Universe, I believe,
Oh.
where they received a signal from before the Big Bang, and they were calling it. They dubbed it the God signal, the God message.
Yeah.
And I like that concept.
Yeah.
That there is a design and a plan to the universe and a plan for us, and who knows?
I tend to think that I believe in the Big Bang Theory, that everything at one point was this mass that exploded. But I also believe that if it hasn't happened again already, that it will happen again, that it keeps happening, and that in fact, everything, just even this podcast, will happen again. Some X number of billions of what we are termed years from now, everything will play out exactly again.
So you believe in a contracting, expanding, repeating universe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not one the scientists go for. I mean, the Big Bang leads to many other.
So I don't believe
concepts.
in chaos theory, because I don't think chaos theory takes into effect time. Because what they say is, oh, you put a drop of water on your hand, one time it can go this way, one time it can go this way. So you put a drop here, and it goes this way. And you put the next drop, but it's a different time. It's a different time. And now, because time has changed, the surface structures, even microscopically, have changed. That water will fall a different way. I think it always has, and it's like the Star Trek thing. I always have and always will be your friend. Where I forget who it is. It's Spock says to Kirk.
That was to Kirk, yeah. That was in Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is it's always going to be that way, and it always will be that way.
Well, I mean, the scientists, when they talk the Big Bang Theory, there's multiple theories that come after that, right? And it's the best theory we have. So when we say we believe in it or not, it's not a religious thing. It doesn't matter.
No, not religious.
But the theories are that it's an ever-expanding universe.
Yeah.
It's an ever-expanding universe that is infinite. It's an ever-expanding universe that is finite. It's an ever-expanding. It's an expanding universe that will slow down and contract.
Yeah.
It's an expanding universe that will slow down, contract, and implode and then explode again, making a new Big Bang. But there's nothing there that says everything's going to repeat itself.
I think it will.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
that's my take. But we're getting away from.
But chaos theory is basically probabilities, right? I mean, is that not what it is? That things unfold based on probabilities, and the universe itself will die an entropy death, where basically all the energy is dissipated and used, and then we don't know what happens if it contracts after or what happens. But the energy, that's one of.
So it just expands to a point and stops.
It expands to a point, and the energy is dissipated. All the potential energy of the universe has become kinetic, has been used, so there's no energy left. And then we don't really know what happens after that, if it's going to contract or expand, because that's a separate.
There's lots of things. There could be an energy barrier containing the whole thing, and then that stretches like a rubber, like a balloon.
And we don't know that would
that
be
eventually just pulls it back and
I
collapses.
think that's negative energy, which is pulling us apart, and that energy barrier would probably be negative energy.
Yeah.
Or there was something else, wasn't there?
I don't know.
There's negative energy, and
I'm not a scientist, and it takes us way away from airplane turbulence and atheism.
I'm into this, and there's a lot of theories about that.
We could do another one on it. So.
Next topic.
Yeah. Next question. I'll ask you this: can a baby get pregnant if you have sex during pregnancy?
I believe so. Yes. Not here, but somewhere in some universe or on some alien planet somewhere, probably, but not for humans on this planet. No.
Yeah, I hope this question is really just somebody fucking around on Quora.
Shot 3 times, twice in the head, once in the genitalia.
This may even be a 4-bullet. So
2 in the head, 2 in the genitalia. There we go.
So first, obviously, in order to get pregnant, you have to have the egg and the sperm, right? So you're saying if you have sex, I'm assuming that, you're a guy, and you're shooting your sperm up in there. Well, the baby has to have eggs, and
Nice graphic description, by
the
the way.
baby hasn't even hit puberty yet. How can it have eggs? Yeah, okay. Women have, once they hit puberty, they have all the eggs they're ever going to have. But the baby has to hit puberty. You know, all the baby's going to do is go, you got me in the eye. That's about it.
Even as a fetus, if it had all of its eggs, the sperm would actually have to get into the
which isn't even open
uterus
yet.
of the baby.
I don't think it's developed until the last trimester.
No,
I don't even think the genitals are developed until the last trimester. I forget what it is. Maybe the second trimester. They can tell whether it's a boy or a girl.
You do realize we're actually answering another 4-shot question seriously.
Yeah, this is stupid. We shouldn't even be answering this one. But that's why we're doing it, because it's so stupid.
They're all stupid. Okay.
Can a baby get, oh man, get rid of this question.
Three or four.
What's the next question?
Put in the comments.
Yeah.
Do you think this individual should be shot 2 times, 3 times, or 4? Please validate your reply.
Yeah. If you have a different opinion, send us an email.
No, put it in the comments.
Oh, you put it in the comments.
Now this one is good.
Yeah.
Should I ask it?
You can.
I am a wealthy Nigerian prince. All I want to do is give people money. But no one believes me. What should I do?
Post more questions on Quora, and no one will still believe you. You're a scammer. Scammer. You are not a Nigerian prince. You're just a scammer. And no one should believe you.
Oh, dude, you're so negative.
This is, my father passed away and I received a large amount of inheritance. Okay, I had a friend who did that. But being a prince, he's not a prince, I already get everything for free and figured I could just give my money away since I don't need it. But everyone keeps calling me a scam. You're actually a scammer. What should I do? Well, I guess you could keep trying to scam people.
No. You got to give people a chance here. I would say, if you really want to prove you're serious, send a horse head.
Just the head?
Just the head, a decapitated horse head.
No,
not any horse, not some
an Arabian stallion.
You send a thoroughbred. Something worth millions of dollars. I mean, I'll take that seriously. If you send me a decapitated horse head from some very expensive horse, I mean, not anybody can afford to do that.
That's true.
To do that, to have that kind of waste. Send that. I would take that really serious with a note, explaining it. I mean, I don't just want the horse head. Send a note saying that you're a wealthy prince and you've decapitated this multi-million-dollar thoroughbred to prove to me, and then we're a business. Then I'll take the money.
Let me tell you that your country, if you are a Nigerian prince, has so ruined its image because of the multitude of scammers that get caught from your country that just saying that you're from Nigeria, if you just introduced yourself and said, "Hi, I'm from Nigeria," immediately in my head, I think scammer. Scammer. You're a scammer.
I always try to keep an open mind. And by the way, if you
of course I do, but I'm telling you, in the back of my head, scammer. Scammer.
Oh,
scammer.
You're just being negative. And by the way, if there is a wealthy Nigerian prince watching this, you can also, instead of sending the horse head, that is a bit wasteful. It's kind of unnecessary. You could just donate to one of the crypto addresses below in our description.
Yes. Now, we would then believe you.
Oh, well, it has to be at least $1 million.
No, that's true. In Bitcoin, Dogecoin,
we don't care.
Ethereum,
we're not
whatever we've got.
We're not picky.
In fact, I will guarantee that if you are a wealthy Nigerian prince and that coin shows up in our account, we will do our own episode just for you. Named or nameless.
Well, let's up the ante a little bit. I mean, there's 2 of us, and there's a bunch of crypto addresses. Send $1 million US each. I mean, that's a small amount for a wealthy Nigerian prince.
If you're a wealthy prince.
So, and of course, put in the comments or a letter or send an email or something to tell us about your donation and tell us about you, and we'll do 2 episodes about you.
Yes.
And we can help you donate your money to more people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, judging from the question also, you should take some English grammar lessons and spelling lessons.
We can give those free.
Oh, with the $1 million, we'll include those.
Yeah, each.
Yeah, so you'll get your own episode, English lessons, so that when you write the scam letters, they're actually readable and they make sense. Sorry, that's just one of my pet peeves.
You mean you find illegible letters from wealthy Nigerian princes
Yes,
dodgy?
yes,
I don't mean Dogecoin, I mean dodgy.
yes. Well, the I's are lowercase i's.
Oh,
I don't
that's
get.
so wrong.
What is that, a stylistic thing? Is that an E.
Oh, that is
Cummings
just
thing?
so wrong.
Come on.
That's a 2-shot. That's a 2-shot. I mean, 2 in the head. If you survive, you can still breathe, but that's 2 shots. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Next question.
Well, send us a Bitcoin. We'll be happy.
1 Bitcoin? No, $1 million each.
Send us the Bitcoin. $1 million each is okay. All right. So, if you shit yourself in your office cubicle, what will be the best way to escape this situation? Urgent answer needed.
Urgent answer needed.
What do you think, Mario?
Well, I think, first of all, you can't completely escape the situation. All you can do is damage control. However, you may be able to benefit slightly. Now, first thing you got to do is establish what kind of office or cubicle you're in. Hopefully it's one where people passing by cannot see you unless they really make an effort to look in. So let's say you're in a cubicle with an opening, but it's not a busy passageway. You could just remove the offending underwear right there, wipe yourself up with some tissues or what have you, put your pants back on, or in the UK, that would be trousers. And then, so you put your pants back on. And then, assuming, I mean, we've all worked with assholes and narcissists at some point, so pick the closest possible cubicle with an asshole or a narcissist. And when they're not looking, on your way to the washroom, dump the offending underwear in their wastebasket so that everyone perceives them as being the generator of the offending smell. Right? So you want them to get the blame for it. Make sure you don't target an innocent person, please. Must be a narcissist, an asshole, or a cunt, please. And then go to the washroom, hopefully not a busy one where people can walk in and wash up. All right. Now, if you can leave the office temporarily and buy some fresh underwear somewhere, by all means do so. I think your chances of really escaping the situation and not being caught either in the washroom, in your cubicle, or dumping the offending underwear are quite slim. Somewhere along the way you're going to get caught. But if you can, well, that would be your escape. And you'll benefit. Think about it.
That's a good answer. No, but here, this is not with respect to the answer or the question itself directly, but you're in your cubicle. What do you do with the smell?
Well, again,
you got a little fan.
The underwear is the generator. The shit itself is the generator.
Oh, but
you're putting that in somebody else. Yeah, but somebody else will hopefully get the blame for it. I mean, until you get to the washroom, wash your hands and wash yourself.
Someone goes, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, well, I mean,
and you go, "Wasn't me, man."
It wasn't me. I mean, look. I mean, it's isn't that coming from Steve's cubicle? Oh, he always was an asshole.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but
Steve,
the office asshole will actually get up and sniff track his way back to your cubicle.
Well, by that time it won't matter because you'll have washed up and the underwear is in his cubicle generating the smell. It'll overpower any lingering effect from yours.
Unless your pants have.
Well, again, you wash up in the bathroom. Well, you might have the wet stain, but I mean, these are all hypotheticals.
Yeah, if you got a hand dryer, one of those hand dryers, you can blow your pants dry.
That would look a little funny in your cubicle or the washroom. That would be highly suspect.
Hey, look, I perhaps not in the office cubicle, but somewhere, almost everyone has probably shit themselves. So, not me, of course, but probably most everyone else has shit their pants. So,
I don't think most people have
and
done it in their
haven't had
office
to deal
cubicle.
with it.
I don't
Not in
think.
the office cube. That'd be, I mean, you'd have to eat some bad tacos or burritos or something like that for that to happen. So we've been on a real bender with the tacos. But anyway, do we have another question? Let's go
I
on
want
to
to
the next
reiterate,
question.
you should not attempt this on an innocent person. Make sure it's a narcissist.
Well, it may be even funnier on an innocent person.
Oh, no,
So
that's just wrong. No. Must be somebody that's offended you in some way.